A brutal assault and robbery recently occurred, sending shockwaves through the community and law enforcement ranks. This was not a random act of violence against an ordinary citizen. The victim was an off-duty NYPD officer, targeted and attacked while simply navigating the city streets. This incident underscores the pervasive threat faced by those sworn to protect us, even during their personal time. The incident took place in the Westchester Square area of the Bronx, a neighborhood now grappling with the reality of this violent act. Residents are understandably concerned about their safety following such a brazen attack. The attack occurred early Saturday morning, a time when many are returning home or starting their day. The darkness of the hour may have provided cover for the perpetrators, but it does not diminish the severity of their actions. The specific location cited for this violent encounter is 1472 St. Peter's Avenue. This address is now marked by the memory of a serious crime, a stark reminder of where and when danger can strike. Authorities report that 2 individuals were involved in the attack. This suggests a coordinated effort, increasing the level of threat and premeditation involved in the assault. The assailants allegedly beat the officer severely. The physical violence inflicted was significant, causing serious injury and demonstrating the attacker's willingness to use force. Adding to the terror, a knife was reportedly held to the officer's throat during the assault. This detail highlights the extreme level of threat and intimidation used by the perpetrators. Following the physical assault and threat, the assailants stole the officer's belongings. This robbery was the culmination of the violent encounter, leaving the victim injured and deprived of personal property. Among the stolen items was something far more dangerous than a wallet or phone. The assailants took the officer's service weapon, a critical piece of equipment intended for public safety. The stolen firearm has been identified as a Glock 19 9mm handgun. The presence of this weapon in the hands of dangerous individuals poses an immediate and severe threat to the public. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. In the wake of the attack, the NYPD quickly moved to identify those potentially involved. Their investigation led them to name a specific individual. NYPD has identified Tavion Hargrove as a person of interest in this case. His potential connection to the assault is a key focus of the ongoing investigation. Hargrove is 23 years old. His age places him within a demographic often associated with street-level crime, though this does not excuse or explain the alleged actions. Hargrove is considered a person of interest in the assault on the off-duty officer. Authorities believe he may possess crucial information or have been directly involved in the crime. Due to his potential involvement and the severity of the incident, a wanted poster has been issued for Hargrove. This is a critical step in alerting the public and soliciting assistance in locating him. The wanted poster carries a grave warning. Hargrove is considered armed and extremely dangerous, particularly given the theft of the officer's service weapon. The public is urged to exercise extreme caution and not approach Hargrove if spotted. Any sighting should be immediately reported to the authorities. His apprehension is a top priority for the NYPD to ensure public safety and advance the investigation into the officer's assault. The search is active and urgent. Information leading to his whereabouts is crucial. The community's cooperation is vital in bringing those responsible for this violent act to justice. Every moment he remains at large with a stolen service weapon increases the potential risk to others. The urgency of this situation cannot be overstated. Law enforcement agencies are coordinating efforts to locate Hargrove. This is a multi-jurisdictional concern, given the potential for him to travel. The wanted poster includes his description and last known information. This data is being disseminated widely to maximize the chances of a successful apprehension. Citizens are encouraged to review the wanted poster carefully. Recognizing and reporting him could prevent further harm. The focus remains on locating Hargrove safely and swiftly. His connection to the stolen firearm makes this search particularly critical. Authorities are following all leads. The investigation is relentless in its pursuit of this dangerous individual. In a related development stemming from the investigation, an arrest has been made. This arrest provides a tangential but significant link to the primary suspect. Tavion Hargrove's father has been arrested in connection with the case. This development adds another layer to the ongoing legal proceedings. The father was arrested for alleged use of the officer's stolen credit card. This indicates potential complicity, or at least benefit from the crime committed against the officer. The father allegedly used the card at several Bronx bodegas. These transactions provide a trail of evidence linking him to the stolen property. Using a stolen credit card is a serious offense. When that card belongs to a victim of a violent felony, it takes on added significance in the investigation. The father is currently in custody. His arrest allows investigators to question him regarding the credit card use and potentially gain information about his son's whereabouts or the assault itself. This arrest highlights the interconnectedness of criminal activity. The initial violent act led to subsequent crimes involving the stolen property. Investigators are likely examining transaction records and surveillance footage from the bodegas. This evidence will be crucial in prosecuting the father's case. The father's alleged actions complicate the overall investigation. It raises questions about his knowledge of the assault or his son's activities. His detention is a step forward in the broader effort to hold accountable everyone involved, directly or indirectly, in the crime against the officer. The focus remains on the primary suspects in the assault. However, pursuing charges related to the stolen property is also a priority. This development serves as a reminder that aiding or benefiting from criminal acts carries consequences. Even seemingly minor offenses, like using a stolen card, are pursued. The father's cooperation or lack thereof could impact the search for Tavion Hargrove. Authorities will be seeking any information he might possess. The legal process for the father's charges will proceed separately, but is intrinsically linked to the initial assault and robbery. This arrest underscores the thoroughness of the NYPD's investigation, following every lead related to the stolen items. The human cost of this brutal attack is significant. The injured officer is now facing a difficult recovery. The injured officer is reportedly in significant pain following the assault. The physical trauma inflicted was severe and has left lasting effects. The officer suffered a broken cheekbone. This type of injury is extremely painful and requires extensive medical attention. In addition to the cheekbone, the officer suffered a fractured eye socket. This injury is particularly concerning due to its proximity to a vital sensory organ. These injuries are consistent with a brutal physical beating. They reflect the violence the officer endured during the attack. As a result of the severity of these injuries, the officer is scheduled for surgery. This is a necessary step towards recovery, but involves significant medical intervention. Despite the serious nature of the injuries and the pain, the officer is awake and talking. This is a testament to their resilience and strength. The officer's condition is being closely monitored. Medical professionals are providing care to facilitate healing and manage pain. The recovery process is expected to be long and challenging. Physical therapy and follow-up appointments will likely be required. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the dangers officers face daily, even when off-duty. Their commitment to service comes at a personal risk. The NYPD community is rallying around the injured officer. Support is being provided to the officer and their family during this difficult time. The focus is on the officer's health and recovery. Bringing the perpetrators to justice is also a critical part of the healing process. The extent of the injuries highlights the viciousness of the attack. This was not a minor altercation, but a deliberate and violent assault. The officer's ability to communicate is positive, allowing them to potentially provide details about the attack to investigators. The road ahead for the officer is focused on healing and rehabilitation. The physical and emotional toll of such an event is substantial. This incident does not occur in isolation. It is part of a disturbing trend impacting law enforcement across the city. The incident occurs amid a concerning rise in assaults on NYPD officers. This is a systemic issue that demands urgent attention. NYPD data indicates a surge in such incidents citywide. The numbers paint a clear and alarming picture of increasing hostility towards police. There has been a 41% surge through the first 10 months of 2024 compared to the same period last year. This represents a significant escalation in attacks. Specifically, 1,975 officers were assaulted in 2024 through October. This number is staggering and reflects nearly 2,000 instances where officers faced physical harm. During the same period in 2023, 1,763 officers were assaulted. The increase of over 200 assaults in a single year is a serious concern. This rise in assaults impacts officer morale and safety. It makes an already dangerous job even more perilous. The types of assaults vary, but the trend shows a clear increase in physical attacks against uniformed and off-duty personnel. This surge affects the ability of the NYPD to effectively police the city. Officers may hesitate when facing potential violence, impacting response times and proactive policing. The data underscores the need for greater respect for law enforcement and harsher penalties for those who assault officers. This trend is not just a statistic, it represents real people suffering injuries while performing their duties. The increase in assaults is a symptom of broader societal issues, but the direct targeting of officers is particularly troubling. Addressing this surge requires a multifaceted approach, including community engagement, officer training, and robust legal consequences for attackers. The safety of officers is paramount. They cannot protect the public if they are constantly under attack themselves. The 41% increase is a call to action for policymakers and the public alike. This trend must be reversed. NYPD leadership has publicly addressed the recent wave of attacks on officers. Their response reflects the seriousness of the situation. Commissioner Jessica Tisch has condemned the recent attacks on her officers. Her statements highlight the department's stance against such violence. Commissioner Tisch highlighted the severity and frequency of these incidents. She emphasized that these are not isolated events, but part of a pattern. Other recent severe attacks on officers were cited by the commissioner. This provides context and shows the range of dangers officers are facing. The commissioner's remarks underscore the department's commitment to protecting its members and pursuing those who harm them. The investigation into the assault on the off-duty officer is ongoing. Authorities are actively working to piece together all the details and identify everyone involved. NYPD is actively seeking the second suspect involved in the assault. The focus is not solely on Tavian Hargrove, but on bringing all perpetrators to justice. The search for the second individual is just as critical as the search for Hargrove. Both are considered dangerous and responsible for the attack. Investigators are reviewing surveillance footage, interviewing witnesses, and processing evidence from the scene. Every lead is being pursued. The department is dedicating significant resources to this investigation. Solving this case and apprehending the suspects is a top priority. The public is encouraged to provide any information they may have, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Tips can be crucial. Information can be provided anonymously through Crime Stoppers hotlines. The goal is to get dangerous individuals off the streets. The NYPD is working tirelessly to ensure the safety of its officers and the public. This investigation is a key part of that effort. The resolution of this case is important not only for the victim, but for the morale and safety of the entire police force. Justice for the injured officer and accountability for the attackers remain the primary objectives of the ongoing investigation.